On today's show, Brandon Sprague joins the program and we play a little game. Over underlines predicting the Portland Trail Blazers season. Welcome to Locked On Blazers. Let's get into it.
You are Locked On Trailblazers, your daily Portland Trailblazers podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What up, world? It's your past first point guard and Trailblazers reporter, Mike Richmond. You are listening to another episode of Locked On Blazers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, available wherever you get podcasts and also on YouTube. Thanks for making the show your first listen. Coming at you 3 days a week in August through the first couple weeks of September. Then we'll be back to 5 shows a week, Monday through Friday. And joining us for the third straight program, if you've missed any of the first two, check your feed wherever you are viewing this or listening to this one. Brandon Sprague of 105.1 The Fan in Portland. And today we're going to play a little game. Some would call it Spraguing the line, but I wouldn't because I don't want to steal anybody's thunder. But joining me, someone who enjoys lines and spraguing, Brandon Sprague. You ready to play a little game?
You just made a reference that I'm into.
You didn't like that verb.
And
You did not like that verb. You did not like that verb at all. Spraguing. You did not like that verb.
Did not like that at all. No. Let's do it.
Okay. My bad. Okay. Over under.
Yeah.
42.5 starts for Scoot Henderson. He started 32 games in year one. He started freaking 10 games in year two. I can't believe it. 42 and a half starts, over under.
So very, very quickly, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Sicko's committee question here. Who starts a higher percentage of their games in year three for their team? Anthony Richardson in the Colts or Scoot Henderson in the Blazers?
Oh, gosh. Okay, well, so that would be like 9 games for Anthony Richardson to get to 42 and a half, roughly, if you're talking about just
started 11 last year.
Oh, I'm going to go Scoot Henderson. I'll go Sterling Scoot Henderson.
Okay. Over under 42 and a half. I'm going to go over because I do think it's going to be Scoot and Drew, and I think Shea is the odd man out. I think if you bench Scoot, just look to trade him.
Agreed.
There is no point in doing that. It makes no sense to me. I'm not Chauncey Billups. Okay. I'm not Mr. Big Shot. I just wouldn't understand the math there. That decision would not make any sense to me. And at that point, I'd be like, just go sell him on a high point that he's the developmental guy that needs the right location and we haven't provided it for him. Give us some stuff. If that happens, trade him. So I will take the over 42 and a half because I think it's going to be him and Drew.
Yeah, I would go the over 2 for that same logic. If they don't start him in year 3, how can you have, if you drafted him 3rd overall and you never commit to him, you do not deserve to have the job because you are unable to commit to the guy. This is the runway to do it. There's nothing in his way right now. There might be stuff in his way in the future. This is the time to do it. I'm banging the desk here.
A couple thank you for doing that for both of us. Couple of crazy things to know is he only started 10 games last year.
Yeah, it's nuts.
He only played in 66. So he has a little bit of a health thing that you're like, is that gonna go away?
Yeah. And
the craziest stat of all the crazy stats last year with him, he played less minutes per game.
I know. It doesn't.
You can't tell me
I
that
thought
makes
the
sense.
way that they. Yeah, I thought the way that they approached year 2 of Scoot Henderson, and he wasn't very good to begin the season. I fully, but when you draft a guy high, in some ways you ride out the pain until you know and even beyond knowing it's too late. And it wasn't like when he got going in the middle of the season that he was bad, right? He kind of figured it out during a stretch. And they still just never had space for him because they never committed to him. So if they don't do it this season, I was already pretty riled up about it last year. I'll be significantly more riled. If you're looking for riled, I'll be more riled.
Well, I told somebody that I know, they were like, well, if he can't start, he can't start. And I'm like, no, you start the number 3 pick, you see what he is, and you ride out the lumps. And if he's bad, then you know it. And you go,
he deserves, yeah.
He goes, James Wiseman. And I go, we don't have Steph Curry. Okay? It's not the same thing.
Agreed. on a good team, I firmly believe that young players should earn their minutes. Firmly believe it. During the golden age when the Blazers won 3 playoff series over 6 seasons with Damian Lillard, I firmly believe that young players should earn their minutes. Jake Layman and Alan Crabb and all those guys, Pat Connaughton, develop behind the scenes. Like, that's your job because this team is competitive. On bad teams, pretending that it's like high school, that it's like the Mount Hood conference or whatever nonsense. Like, this isn't that. This doesn't matter. Like, you can lose a bunch because it's a different thing. Like, this isn't Metro League basketball. This is not this great meritocracy of making the seniors earn their stripes against the sophomores. This is just like, you committed a bunch of money to him and a bunch of a bunch of organizational capital by drafting him 3rd overall.
Yes.
Let him start. Let him start. He hits the under on this. I'm going nuts. 42 combined starts his first 2 seasons with the Trailblazers. 42 combined starts. Okay, I have an over-under, and then I'm going to scrap it and do another over-under. So first one quickly, 36% three-point field goal percentage for Shaedon Sharpe. Last year, according to Clean & Glass, the league average was 36.5. For his career, Shaedon Sharpe is a 33% shooter. He shot 36% in year 1, 33 in year 2, and 31 in year 3. Over under 36.5% from the 3-point line for Sharpe.
I'm going under, unfortunately. It's not that he's not capable. You're 31 in year 3. That's a bad sign. I almost wonder if he gets a little bit of the yips if he starts missing immediately. Chris Murray's dealt with that a little bit, right? You start missing, it's like getting in your head a little bit. I'm gonna fade the under. He could be at 36, and I still hit it. So I'm gonna take the under.
Yeah, I think I would lean under on this, but I wouldn't. I bet he'll be better than 31. But I would
36 would make me happy.
Yeah, 30. I would bet at 30, 35-ish, 34-ish. He's just going to take a lot of off the dribble threes, and he's not very good at those. And he's going to have the ball in his hands, and not a ton, but they will give him some creation opportunities, and we'll see what that happens with him. But I think it's more important. I mentioned this to you before. The secondary stuff for me, the 3-point shooting is a floor skill for Shaedon Sharpe. His floor will be determined about his 3-point shooting. How good is Shaedon Sharpe? Well, if he shoots 36% from 3, his floor is pretty high. He's going to be a very good offensive player. But his ceiling to me is about secondary stuff. So this over-under is about secondary stuff. 3.5 assists for Shaedon Sharpe. His career is at 2.1. He's averaged 1.2, 2.9, and 2.8 in his 3 seasons. So it'd be a relatively significant jump. Where are you at? Over-under 3.5 assists for Shaedon Sharpe.
Under, too high. 3.5 is too high. I think it's like 3.2 at best. I think he can get the ball to guys in certain spots, but I don't know if he's going to fully be a zebra who changes his stripes that way. So I'm going to take the under of 3.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go under 2 because he's the best scorer. He can't pass it to himself.
They need him to score.
Yeah. Okay, I have an excellent Donovan Klingan over-under, but I'm going to share it with you on the other side of the break. Join us there because we're talking minutes and Donovan Klingan, everyone's favorite topic. First, I want to tell you that today's show is brought to you by Gametime. Have you ever decided last minute you want to head to a ball game with friends and family? Maybe it's game day. Maybe it's the night of the game and you suddenly realize you want to be in the stands. That's exactly where Gametime comes in. It's the easiest way to grab last-minute tickets without the stress. And with the money you save on tickets, you can splurge on food, drinks, merch, or even invite a bigger group to come with you. Gametime makes it possible. Gametime makes buying tickets fast and simple. Prices on the app actually drop the closer you get to first pitch, and they've got incredible last-minute deals, clear seat views, and a lowest price guarantee that takes the worry out of buying. Gametime is also the official ticketing partner of Locked On MLB. That's right. It's making it easier to browse the app for any exciting MLB games. You want to head up to Seattle if you're local here in Portland? Well, Gametime's going to make you reward you for procrastinating. Say they got a weekend series you want to go check out and you don't decide to do it until that Friday morning to head up to Seattle. Well, Gametime is a place to be rewarded for procrastinating. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and use that redeem code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Download the Gametime app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. All right, still chatting here with Brandon Sprague of 105.1 The Fan. Playing over-unders, or I'm giving you over-under lines. Are we playing over-unders? Is that what they say is that what they say at the sports book?
It is.
Okay, good.
Play the line.
All right. We're out here. We're spragging, and it's our favorite verb. And I've got an over-under for you. 27.0. That's minutes per game for Donovan Klingan. Hold on. Yusuf Nurkic averaged 27.0 in 6+ seasons in Portland. When Yusuf Nurkic, a famously kind of slower, out of shape giant person, played in a peak starting role for the Blazers, his average was 27 minutes per game. Last year, Donovan Klingan played under 20 for the season, 19.8. However, after the All-Star break, when he was the starting center, Donovan Klingan averaged, look it up, nerds, 25.3 minutes per game. After the All-Star break, he played 25 minutes a night. We already saw it, dorks. It ain't a myth. Is he going to bump up with a starting role as the best center on the team, probably because of Rob Williams' health situation, to 27.0 minutes per game?
Do you think they're going to play Rob?
No.
Okay. If you tell me they don't play Rob, go ahead.
Well, they were just so conservative with him last year in his minutes. They didn't play him on back-to-backs. They never bumped him up over 20 minutes per game. There were nights where it was not a Rob night, where he would be where he just like, hey, you're not going to play, and it would be a Klingan night. He didn't get a healthy scratch for a little bit, but healthy like a DNP. But there were nights where he was just like not available. It was a Klingan night and not a Rob night. I think they're gonna do that again. I don't think this is the year that they're like, let's lean into Robert Williams because he's a human, like, and dealing with all this like knee stuff, right? I think, I think he plays very sparingly, if at all.
Okay. Thank you. I tend to agree. I'm going to say Donovan last year was not in shape. And I thought that was abundantly clear when we saw him. He looked, for lack of a better term, a little doughy. Look, it's just street clothes, and on the bench, I thought he looked a little better. I thought he looked a little thinner at Summer League. Looks like he's kind of taking some stuff seriously, which is great. It's encouraging. I think he's really going to take this year seriously. They just drafted a center. Like, if that's me, I'm rooting for that guy. I'm also like, yo, you're not taking my spot. I am absolutely taking the over here. I think it's going to be in that 28.5 range, which hits the over of 27. If Nurkic can do it, Donovan Klingan should be able to at that age. I'm taking the over.
Yeah, I'm going to go the shyest over, 27.1, the shyest over on this, but I think he hits it.
That's great.
Okay. Over under 27, over under 27.5 for a season high in scoring for Yang Han-Sen. Donovan Klingan's rookie high, 21. Just because you love it. Nikola Jokic's 20 high. Nikola Jokic's rookie high, 27. Alperen Şengün's rookie high, 27. So I got that number from his Turkish and Serbian brothers out there.
Okay.
The Serbian Yang Han-Sen, you know him. The Turkish Yang Han-Sen, you know him. The Yang Han-Sen of Connecticut, you know him. That's Donovan Klingan. What is Hansen what season high? 27.5 over under.
I'm gonna take the under. I don't think he will get there, although I think he'll have a couple games where blowouts happen, high-level minutes. He gets to 23, he gets to 25. I do not see him getting over 27.5. Take the under.
Yeah, I looked it up. In like his 5th game, I don't remember this, but Yao had 30. He was just a different dude. He was a different player.
Different. Yeah,
he was a different player. So I didn't use the Yao comparison because he was a different player. It was just different player. So yeah, I will go under 20. 28 is a bunch. 20 is a lot of points. He could have a couple really good games and score 24. Over under 21, 8, and 4 on the season averages for Deni Avdija. 21 points, 8 boards, 4 assists. After the All-Star game, he averaged 23.3, 9.7, and 5.2 across 20 games. On the season, 17, 7, and 4. But 21, 8, and 4 over under. He'd have to hit all the marks.
Man, I'm torn here. He's going to get more looks. It's the rebounds for me. Is it going to be over 8?
9.7 after the All-Star break, and he still plays with Jeremy Grant.
But his numbers, look, your season numbers are your season numbers. You can have good stretches,
Agreed.
but what'd you say they were? 17, 7, and
7.3 for the season. 7.3 rebounds for the season. So it would be a jump of, what is that, 16%?
One more. Yeah. I'm going to take the over. They have to have him score 22. Like, he has to be able to get 5 more points a game. And I think he's going to shoot enough to get 5 more points a game. I'll say he gets that extra board. And is it 4? You said 4 even on assists?
4 even. Yeah.
I could see 4.3 just barely nudging the over there. I'm going to go the over because if they don't get it, they're not going to be nearly as good as they're claiming they will be.
Yeah, this was a push for me. I was like,
I know.
21-8-4. This is a good line because I don't think I think this is probably right where he'll end up because I think he's going to get the ball a lot and I think he's going to be good and all these things. I'll go under because I don't know. It's like maybe the assists aren't there because of the shooting on the team and that he doesn't have a great pick and roll big. Maybe the rebounding is at 7.
Though.
He does.
Passes,
He does. And he pushes in transition and creates easy baskets for people that way. His assists come in transition often. I'll go this is like a shy under. I'll say it's like 21-7 and 3.8 or something. But I'm 20. I think the over is doable for him there.
Did you see, by the way, I don't want to interrupt the over-unders here and spragging the line, but did you see that he is the Vegas favorite now to win most improved player?
I did not, but he's going to get minutes and shots and all that. Like,
yeah.
And I know, like you
said,
it's
8-to-1 value.
You said in a show we recorded a couple weeks ago or a couple days ago that you're a little worried about just like give Deni the ball and let him be your guy who operates every single time down the floor. I think that there's some truth to be concerned about that if you were trying to be a good basketball team, which they are. But like for me, I say find out what his limit is. Like my opinion is like give Deni more than he can handle. Like absolutely max out his responsibilities on offense and figure out what the like true limit of like point Deni as a fulcrum is, because like we probably saw it, right? Like he probably played at his close to his peak level in the All-Star game. But like, what if he does that for a full season? What if he is a 24-9-5 guy? Well, then you've got to it's like figure it out. There's no reason. The same thing with Scoot. It's like no reason to hold back now. Go ahead and figure out what you got. Okay, I got my over-unders.
My only concern with that, and I agree with you, like see what he is everywhere. I just worry about like what is Scooter doing? So now Scooter's just off ball corner guy like that. He kind of made some comments about that last year. He's like, hey, look, I'm not off ball
anymore. In the corner.
That's not, I don't think that's Scoot's game. So like one could benefit from it while I think the other kind of gets hurt from it. So like I'm with you, but you got to be able to balance that out.
That's true. Okay. You're right. Not everything on his plate, because how can I sit here and scream for every single player to be maximized and be given the ball and be free? There's only one basketball. But I don't know. I can live in a fantasy land where everyone gets to maximize their usage or whatever. I don't know. Okay, we got more over-unders. Sprague brought me back a little bit to reality with a hot take. So let's close the show with more of those. Join us there, won't ya? Still a pass first point guard. Still Mike Richmond. Still chatting here with Brandon Sprague of 105.1 The Fan here in Portland. Over under March 12th. It's the last game of the season for Jeremy Grant. Will he play a game beyond March 12th? Jeremy Grant has not played a game in April since 2021. Jeremy Grant has not played a game after March 12th in each of his 3 seasons in Portland. He has never made it to March 13th, what my friend Josh Lloyd over at Locked On Fantasy Basketball calls the Ides of March. He calls Jeremy the Ides, Et2JG, famously where your good friend Julius Caesar was murdered. It's tough to make it through that middle of March. Over under March 12th.
I'm doing it. We're making history this year. We're going to get a March 14th, 15th game. Jeremy Grant will play 19 minutes, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
Here we
go. Shout out to my main man, St. Patrick, because guess what? You've got a gift coming for you. It's Jeremy Grant.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll take it too. I think this is the year. I would take it a step further. Jeremy Grant plays one game in April. Jeremy Grant plays a game in April.
Yeah. If he's not hurt, they're not aiming to tank. So, like, why would he not play? They're not going to be like, hey, we need that calf to be a little more sore. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't exist anymore. So, yeah, I'll take that too. I'm with you 100%.
All right. Over under 28.2 minutes per game for Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday has only played fewer than 30 minutes in 2 seasons of his career. His rookie season in 2016-17. His rookie season and in 2016-2017 with New Orleans, those 2 years. He played 30.6 minutes per game last season. For reference, in the 23-24 season, Malcolm Brogdon played 28.7 minutes per game. Does Drew eclipse that? 28.2 over under?
Well, I'll answer that if you answer me over under 6.5 minutes per game for Blake Wesley.
Blake Wesley's not going to play. Why are we? This is the most Blake Wesley we talked about on the show all year long.
Damn right we did. So no,
Wesley.
You're taking the
under? Blake Wesley is not going to play.
I had somebody go, why did they sign him? They usually keep that spot open. I go, I don't know, man.
I feel like in the grand scheme of things, it's like he's a really good athletic defender who can also dribble in an emergency. They needed another emergency guard because they have Damian Lillard who's not going to play. Their spot, I would argue that the 15th spot is open because it belongs to Damian Lillard. They just happen to be paying the money.
Well,
so they need bodies, but he's not going to play.
They did not bring Drew Holiday here to not play Drew Holiday.
Yeah, he ain't here to watch.
Drew Holiday will be playing 30 minutes a game or more. Over.
Yeah, 28.2 seems right at about like where I would have guessed. So
29.7. Book it.
Oh, wow. I'll go under 29. I would go under 29. I would say.
Well, you have wrong opinions.
Boy, how do I ever? I record them on the stupid podcast all the time.
I had somebody tell me, you kind of sound like Richmond. And I went, Richmond must be pretty smart.
That's not a compliment.
I took it as
you're
one.
sounding like Richmond is not a compliment.
I took it as one.
I will say, I had a listener once tell me, he said, like, you got to be careful with some of the things you say because like people listen to you. And I was like, yeah, hell yeah. That's exactly what I want. That's the whole point.
That's why I'm doing
I was like, I was like, hey, counterpoint, mission accomplished. It was like, because I was complaining I was being a little negative about the team as I can be sometimes. So you got to be careful because people listen to what you say. And I was like, nice. We did it.
You fired Chauncey last year. I was shocked.
Yeah. I've tried, but he got a lot better as a coach. I will say that. He got a lot better as a coach. And the team's for sale. Tumani Kamara, 3-point attempts, 5.5 over under.
Ooh. What did he average last year?
I'm glad you asked. He took 2.5 and shot 33.7% as a rookie. And then last season, he jumped up to 4.6 on 37.5% from three. He more than doubled his attempts, and he significantly increased his accuracy. He was an above average shooter on 4.6 attempts per game. Does he shoot an extra one?
Fun fact about Tumani Kamara, I went a whole radio segment where I looked at his numbers and I read his year one stats. And I remember in the moment in my mind going, man, I could have sworn a better year than this, but I kept going, it wasn't that great. And then the break happened and I went, oh my God, I read last year's stats. And all the listeners were like, yo, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm sorry, that happened. I'm human. They need him. They need him to score. He's shooting 6
and they need
game.
him to shoot. They need him to shoot.
Yep.
Yeah, I actually should have put this at 6.5. The over/under should have been
6.5 would have tested it. I take it the under.
Yeah, 6.5. Like that's a better line because 5.5 is easy. He's going to shoot that many. 6.5 is a better line. I'll go over 5.5, under 6.5. I think right around 6 threes a game for Tumani is about right. They need shooting, and he's in theory right now, wait, hold on. Is Toumani Camara the best shooter on the team?
No.
Who is? Drew Holiday, I believe, shot 35% from three last year. He is like a career 36% three-point shooter. Is Drew Holiday?
I'm taking Drew.
No way.
Like statistically, you're right. It's Toumani, but like you have one shot to make. Are you giving it to Drew or are you giving it to Toumani?
Okay, Drew, a career 37% three-point shooter on 4.1 attempts per game. I think Drew, because he can do a little off. Can he do more off the bounce? He can do a little off the bounce, I guess, more than Toumani. I think Toumani is the best shooter on. I think Toumani Camara is the best shooter on the team.
That's interesting.
He's the best shooter on the team. Okay, we made it to the end. Over under 38.5 wins. 38.5 wins. Over under. FanDuel, the official betting partner of the Locked On Podcast Network, has them at 33.5. For my money, I'd probably push that number to 38. I think they're likely, because they're not going to quit, because they're going to go for it all year, because for them 10th is a reward, for other teams 10th is a curse, because they'll be incentivized to keep going when other teams might say we really don't want to be there. I would push that number to 38.5 wins. Over under.
I don't have a lot of faith in New Orleans. I have no faith in Utah. I think Sacramento's going to end up selling and kind of blowing it up and restarting. And I think there's going to be one or two more teams in there that are going to suffer injury. And I think what you just hit on is exactly why I'm taking the over. The NBA is a lot of who gives a damn on a Tuesday in January, and I think this team will. So I think they're going to get to 39.
I think the NBA, in terms of wins, is who still cares on a Tuesday in March.
Well, I think that's very fair to say that, yes. I think they're going to care all year.
I do, and I think one of the reasons that the Blazers will win games is because they will play with a baseline level of intensity. I think that one of the reasons that that Chauncey did take a step forward as a coach last year is the second half of the season, they didn't get cheated. They didn't get punked. They got punked a couple times early in the year, right? And through the first part of his tenure, they were historically pumped. They once lost twice by 60 in one season, some 77 days apart, I recall. And like it is... They kind of figured out the level of intensity and the level of focus and professionalism they need to bring, as they didn't get punked in the second half of the season. They lost and they didn't beat a lot of good teams, but they very rarely got like your ass beat on a Tuesday, right? It wasn't like a bad night for them. So yeah, I think my number right now I'm sitting on is 38 wins. So I'm going to go under for now, 38.5. But I think my personal number is 38. I think it's a 38-win team. I wouldn't be surprised if they win 40 games. I would be pretty shocked if they are like a 44-win team. I'd be really that seems like a big jump.
Are you more surprised if they're 43 or they're 33?
43 for sure. 43 for sure. If Deni Avdija
33 is a disaster. Like 33, there's no excuse.
No, the excuse is that Deni Avdija missed 17 games, and they're just like they just don't have. You know what I'm saying? Like so you could talk about this team being deeper and more talented, but they're so reliant on. They're so dependent on Deni being healthy and available. He's going to be the engine all year for them, for better or for worse. Like that they are like a bad ankle sprain and the flu from having like a 2-11 stretch where Deni misses 3 weeks.
I'm with you there. I guess I should have said like if there's no massive
assuming good health, right?
Yeah, and also like if Deni Avdija misses 18 games, that sucks. But you can't tout how good you're building and how good you feel, and then you lose Deni Avdija, and your whole season crumbles into maybe being a low 30 win team.
Well, I'm not a Reddit poster. I'm not talking about how the Blazers have better depth than the team that made the Western Conference Finals.
Dude, Reddit kind of hates me now. Like it kind of sucks.
No, I will say this. I've been pretty down on the Blazers offseason, and then I do check the r/Rip City, and everyone is so high, like everyone's so happy, and I'm like, am I dumb? Am I dumb? Because this is whatever. It's like, am I dumb? And the answer is we're both probably wrong, but it's just like how levels. Like I'm probably too much of a hater, and the people. Yeah, there's a gray period between like the people, but also this is the time of year you should be excited about the team you like. So go off,
Sure.
post away. Yeah, it is now the second week of August as you're listening to this. You're listening to let me do some math. Actually, this is live, August 11th's program. So yeah, like this is August 11th is a great time to be excited about the Portland Trail Blazers. You should go right now and post on wherever you do your posting. Talk about how the Blazers are actually the best team of the Dame era. This is it. Here's your take. This is the worst radio segment that you could possibly do, and Dirt will not allow you to do it. But it's just the most talented team Damian Lillard's ever played on.
No. This team's not even the top 3 most talented teams. Damian Lillard.
Yeah, I don't think it's probably not in the top 5, right? It's top.
Yeah, no.
He played 12 seasons here.
I love the idea that this was the best possible place he could have gone. I'm like, not for basketball.
Where is the best place that Damian Lillard could have gone for basketball? Because can I offer a hot take?
Sure.
Miami was the best place he could have gone for basketball the first time. It was the best place for Dame. For Dame, it was the best place.
Did he? Okay, so like, I guess the answer's tough here. Like, did he need to make a decision this year? And I understand why he chose Portland, right? There's a personal connection there. But like, if he's taking a year off, you reevaluate, and then you are healthy, and you say, what is the best place? I don't think that answers Portland. Just for basketball. Just for basketball.
Yeah, it's hot take. Houston.
For the year that he's coming back when he's healthy?
Well, I would just say, like, if you had to play Damian Lillard or Reed Shepherd, I'd go Dame.
That's a fair point. That's a very fair point. Assuming you don't Anthony Simons, like Boston wouldn't be bad because Tatum's back.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Like there are places that would.
I guess
sense.
The East. That's always like it's always better to go East. Yeah, it's always better to go East.
East.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe even depending on what he's willing to take. And I know they just drafted a young guard, but like Minnesota
does make sense. Minnesota does make sense for sure. Because it's like, would you rather play Dame or Rob Dillingham? Dame, probably Dame.
Right. Exactly.
That is going to do it for the Sprague week here. Go back if you are just listening to this one. Sprague was on the previous 2 shows. Wherever you're listening to this, go check it out. Turn on your radio in the morning, 105.1. You'll hear Sprague's beautiful, beautiful dulcet tones. It's football season in his world, but basketball will be back soon. Brandon, it is always a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me.
I always appreciate when you can have me on. I know I'm your 3rd favorite on that radio program, so it feels like an honor to be even invited. And you know what? You're right. It is football season for me on the radio show. I'd argue it's football season for you too, Mike. Tar Heel basketball team sucks and Belichick's there. Like Jordan Hudson, here we go.
Oh, my God. Listen, dear listeners, come back for more shows later this week. I will not even be addressing this Belichick talk on this particular program. You can text me about it. Come back for more shows later this week. It's what we do. 3 days a week for all of August, first couple weeks of September. Then we'll be back 5 days a week. Tell your friends about the program. Tell them they can get it wherever they get podcasts. Tell them they can get it on YouTube as well. I appreciate you listening. I'll talk to you soon.